Hi, welcome to Binge Buddies. Who, what, when, where, and why we do the show. Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Matt, Zombie Dog, the Beast, Dykes. To full transparency, listeners, I did send Matt a photo of this one before we started recording because it looks so much like him. Do you know which one that was from, Matt?
I thought it was a picture from my family photos, to be honest.
I know, it's so close. No, it's from the Poltergeist 2.
Oh, I was going to guess the Beast. That's what I'm going to do every time that you said, do you know what this is from now?
I mean, I've been doing it the whole series, but, I mean, only the last 2 weeks did I really go to that well. I mean, there's only so many times you can make that joke. But anyhow.
They really build the world of Poltergeist with Poltergeist 2 and sets up Poltergeist 3 really well.
Exactly. I actually don't mind Poltergeist 3. I thought that was pretty decent. I mean, it's a mess, but I can understand why it's a mess. We could do a whole thing on Poltergeist. But we still have to finish what we do in the shadows. We have 2 weeks left of what we do in the shadows. We got to get going because we also have Joel Ghoulies DeWitte.
Ghoulies?
Yeah. Can you guess the name of that movie?
Ghoulies.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Of course it is. That's the last one on the list, though, that has the same name, so I'm a little disappointed.
Ghoulies is also another way of saying your testicles.
I've not heard that one.
You get hit in the ghoulies.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I quit.
Fucking let it go. Yeah, I'm not going to.
I always love that the George Bush thing with that, though, where he's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Fella can't get fooled again.
Oh, he led our country.
Yeah, he's a big fan of The Who.
Yeah.
Won't get fooled again. Yeah!
I think he's gotten fooled more than twice would be my bet. If I was a betting man, I would say he's been fooled. But
I too would like to fuck off and just paint.
Wouldn't that be nice? You don't have to be good. People still say you're doing a great job. Mm-hmm. No, fuck the world. I'm just gonna paint. Never then stick my head out of the hole and be like, I don't like Trump either, but I'm gonna go back and paint.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, if you did see Donald Trump doing your former job, you would be like, no, I'm just gonna go back to painting.
I mean that's very true. All right, so very very brief bit of housekeeping before we get started on today's amazing episode. Drew will not be joining us throughout the rest of this season, and I let him know about the world crushing hashtag of #HatBatFight, and he was so upset he just went, well, fuck you, I quit, and I can't blame him. I understand. But, Drew will no longer be in the show. Sorry, Drew. Bat Hat Fight just didn't catch on.
Mm. You just always piss people off, don't you?
#Justice for Bat Hat Fight.
No, the scheduling just didn't work out, and I will miss Drew, but I had to.
Yeah. The scheduling didn't work out. Nothing to do with you being a twat.
We will hopefully have him back for the series wrap up, though, because I know he does really love this show, and we did enjoy having him on. And it's a bummer he can't be here anymore.
We need to at least get him on there so he can talk about, Jackie Daytona.
He did such a good job with the Jackie Daytona impersonations too. Yeah, we'll definitely get him back before this is all said and done. But for the next 2 weeks, he will unfortunately not be with us anymore. All right, that's enough housekeeping. We'll talk about what comes after this show at the end of this episode. But before that, we should probably talk about this episode, which is called Witches.
Did you say which is called on purpose? Or was it just a happy accident?
I would say an unhappy accident. This is my brain not working. That is the name of the episode, right? Just Witches?
Yeah.
Now I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, Witches. This was one of those episodes for me, and you guys feel free to disagree, that I don't know why, it just works. Like, everything about this episode I can watch just kind of beginning to end. And even knowing full well the front half is a little slower than the back half, I love this episode. And it could be because I'm a huge Nadia fan, and she's, I don't remember if it was Matt or Joel who said she's the fucking MVP of this episode, but she is. That could be informing it, but I really, really love this episode. Where are you guys at on it?
I really enjoy it, and I totally agree with you. Like, the first half is a bit, lackluster, but the second half really does make up. Like, a lot of the stuff that I wrote down was all related to the last half of the episode. Like, my first quote that I wrote down wasn't up until, like, 10 minutes into the episode. But yeah, the last half of the episode is just incredible, and I do enjoy the Colin Robinson, Nadja, and Guillermo in that room of doors as well.
Oh yeah, that's a great little sequence. I also like Colin Robinson just trying to be included in everything. Like, that alone is funny. And Colin Robinson. Joel, what about you?
Yeah, this is a great episode. It might be one of my favorites of this season. This is a good example of one of the episodes where the characters' interactions itself is what makes it funny. Like, there are some where the circumstances that happen makes it sort of funny. Like, I think Baron's Night Out is a good example of that. Just a lot of the madcap stuff that happens. And this one, it is all how the characters' relationships are with each other, and it's the tensions that follow that really, really sell this for me.
Yeah. And like, you can go, we'll move through the episode here in a minute, but like, each person kind of has each character, I don't want to call these poor vampires people, each character has their own, like, they all have their own, like, really distinct personality, and in this one episode, they all get to shine at some point or another, and it doesn't feel like it's trying to, like, tick off a list of, like, oh, we haven't given Nadja her moment yet, or we haven't given Laszlo his moment yet. Like, it feels organic, and it just works, kind of like what Joel was saying, of, like, these characters working together is what makes the episode so freaking funny.
Yeah, and it's like, as you get into that last half, well, the way the dialogue goes, I mean, it's obviously, a lot of it will be written, but the way it's performed, and just the way it's actually written, it feels so organic that it feels like they were just riffing. Yeah. And it's that sort of thing, like, not 100% sure whether or not it was actually written, or if it's just something that came out during riffing, because of how it unfolds, really. None of the dialogue feels written.
Yeah, no, and that's always kind of like my favorite type of, like, this sort of comedy, is it feels organic, and this one's just great. Like, and it could be exactly what you're saying, Matt. Like, I've been listening a lot to the It's Always Sunny podcast, because I'm an It's Always Sunny fan, and they even talk about that. Like, they'll have a riffing moment, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's the line now. We're gonna go do another take, but what you just fucked up, now that's the line. You need to say that now." And I could see that sort of thing happening on this show a lot. Like, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let's kind of move through it. So this episode is called Witches, as we know, and it starts with where exactly does this one start? I always in the moment I'm grabbed is when Laszlo gets kidnapped, but it starts before that.
Yeah, Guillermo's on a break.
That's right. That's right.
And Nadja's trying to order him to take a break from his break, and Nando's like, "You will do no such thing, Guillermo."
Oh my god.
And there's something perfectly, like, dismissive about he's basically blowing bubbles with bubblegum and texting his phone, right? Like,
yep.
He's completely drowned them out, and he's created this position of power over them that none of them are accustomed to. And even Nando is just, like, tolerating it and stuck in this terrible spot of, like, defending Guillermo because he made the stupid choice of giving him that kind of lead, and it's that whole dividends take a mile kind of situation.
And it's just like, when we go back to, was it last week or was it the week before, when Guillermo went and was a different familiar for a familiar. But like, it wasn't that long ago that, like, his life was almost completely ruined, if not just murdered. And now with just the inkless bit of power, he's such a little snot. As well he should be. He's earned his ability to be a snot of 10 years of never having a break. But that said, it's great to see him just like, no, that's not my job description.
Oh yeah. And I always enjoy sort of flipping the script a little bit on, like, who retains control or who is domineering. Like, that's part of what I liked about Colin's journey this season too, is that like, he is not control and screwing with everybody. He still has his powerful moments, but, like, people get the one up on him too.
Oh yeah,
and today's a good episode.
Oh yeah, to say this episode's really good at taking shots at Colin Robinson.
Yeah. When he's talking about how he loves doing escape rooms as well, it's so fucking funny. Like, the way he describes it, it's like, I'm usually the one who's, talking about at the restaurant after the escape room, you know, talking about how we're going to split the bill.
Oh, I've been Colin Robinson before. It's just the saddest thing when you're watching it and like, oh, this is a good joke. Oh, fuck, that's me. God damn it.
I'm confused. Is there something wrong with splitting a bill?
It's not that there's something wrong with splitting the bill. It's that when you're say you're going to dinner with a bunch of buddies, you know, and like, yeah, we're going to go to dinner tomorrow night. That sounds great. Yeah, so when we get the bill, how are we going to split it? So can we just go to dinner first? And that's very much Colin Robinson. And I've 100% been that guy. So I can sympathize, and I feel a little embarrassed. But, you know,
I think everyone probably has at some point. I mean, I know I've been I've been out with like friends before, and they were like, "Oh, let's just split it evenly." And I'm like, "Fuck no! I had a salad and a soft drink. You had like the freaking, you know, grill thing with like everything from the grill, 14 fucking pints of beer. No, we're not splitting it evenly. I will pay for my £10 salad, thank you very much."
It's always the person who's ordered the most amount of food that's like, we should split it evenly. It's like, yeah, of course you want to do that.
You know how you solve that problem? Don't have friends.
Oh man, that is some sage advice.
Yeah. I mean, that's the route
solved.
I'm taking now. Like, you know, all my friends, you know, they live in America. So I can't just go out and split the bill. So it's great.
And when you come to visit, we'll just make you pay for the whole bill so you don't have to split shit. Perfect. That's problem solving.
How dare you?
I can't wait for my 10 pounds of grill.
Mixed grill, that was what I was trying to think of. But I was so enraged, like my head wasn't pulling the words out.
I get it. All right, let's move on. So after that whole scene is done, Laszlo's outside talking about how much he used to love apples, and now that he can't taste them, he just chucks them on the ground.
Well, it's quite interesting as well because he says that they smell like death and decay. So I know that like vampires can't eat human food, but does human food start to smell horrific as bad to them as well? Because they've never really sort of touched on that until now.
I mean, I guess I don't know. It could just be Laszlo.
Yeah, it could just be that.
I could see it being that it smells like that because he keeps on paring them and throwing them on the ground instead of disposing of them. Because have you ever smelled rotting apples? It's bad.
Many times. Yeah.
If that entire ground is just chock full of rotting apples from all time, yeah, that's why it all smells like death and decay.
Yeah.
So that's
he's got some really good compost going on there.
That sounds like a perfect scenario of Laszlo making a choice and then complaining about the choice he made without realizing that it was his decision.
Yeah, that also tracks.
Yeah, that's Laszlo in a nutshell, though, isn't it?
Yep. So anyhow, he's out trimming his tree, and a goat calls to him. He goes and talks to the goat a little bit, and he gets kidnapped by Laszlo. And then, of course, Nadia says that it was witches. But the problem is that apparently Nadia says everything is witches. And that
montage is brilliant.
That montage is so good. Just like you see the light bulb just clearly do like the out, like just, you know, like when a light bulb burns out, it kind of explodes a little bit. Ah, witches!
You're tripping over the mat and all.
Get some anti-witch tape to tape that rug down.
It tracks very well with like her superstition of ghosts too, and you know it's she's
and she's mentioned witches before as well. Like
she has,
you know, we've had that conversation about, you know, the witches they just want your semen.
Which is totally just building up to this episode. Like, that's clearly just a tease for this, which was great. But there's something that I just want to bring up now before we move too far past it. Every time Nadia's blown up about some crazy bullshit, she's been right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, she's either freaked out about witches, ghosts, whatever. She's right.
But she's right of the ones that we have seen. I
guess that's true.
There's another, like, you know, 10 times the amount where, like, you know, the light bulb goes up and it goes, witches.
All I'm saying is maybe it was.
You know, but that's also why it works really well. Because if she was wrong, it would just make her look like a big jackass, right? And the fact that it vindicates her each time is part of what makes it so funny, including especially this episode.
Yeah, and really, what like without that, you don't have that wonderful Colin Robinson line after Nandor gets kidnapped. It was like, "I'll be damned, it was witches."
Perfect is that? It's just the look on his face as well. He's like, huh.
Yeah, not scared, not concerned, really. Just kind of like, oh, how about that? It was witches. Never would have guessed.
I love the way that black fire looks before they send him off. Because it's literally just like a ring, but the outside ring just looks like one of those like videos of fire rather than actual fire. So it's like fireplace for your home, full circle.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Circular fireplace, that'd be great.
Nice. So after Nandor gets kidnapped as well, they realize they have to go save them. And this is where things just start getting like fantastic between Nadia and Guillermo for just a little bit. Like, because Nadia just has no patience for Guillermo's new attitude. So like she's trying to tell him she needs to save him, and then after Nandor gets kidnapped, she's like, "Oh, I guess I should go get the car. I guess I do have to listen to you."
Yeah.
And just listen to them like in the car while they're chasing the witches that are flying above them. It's such a great conversation. Like they're just, why don't you fly? I can't fly. Look at the witches out there. Like they're going so fast. Like Colin Robinson. Yeah, they really are hauling ass, aren't they?
Yeah.
And one of them smacks into a building.
So that's Nando. It's Nando, is that?
You dropped Nandor.
Yeah. I love it was when she like I don't know if she like reaches over and pushes the accelerator or grabs the steering wheel. And the camera like just sort of moving as well, and obviously you just sort of see on the ground. You see that thing rolling around in the footwell as well.
The show does such a great job of just like these abrupt things happening while things are going on. And they always sprinkle it sparingly enough to where you don't expect it. And that bit of surprise accentuated with like, oh yeah, he just got smacked face first into a building and fell. It's real good.
But like even just when she starts slamming the accelerator, and just Guillermo's scream is so good.
Yeah.
Like, his pure panic is just wonderful. So they get to where they're going, and they find that they're at some like witches like apothecary store sort of thing. And Nadia just like negs Guillermo into going inside. Just blatantly aware of what she's doing. Like after she says this horrible shit, she just turns to the camera, that shit-eating grin. She's like, ah! Just so proud of herself. But so Guillermo goes in, starts talking to the witches. The witches see through him like instantly. Like just like, oh yeah, this was part of our plan. So why don't you come on back and bring the camera?
Bring the camera crew.
Yeah. Oh, there's no cameras.
Yeah.
But he divs up halfway through that sentence to even pretend that he just trails off.
There's no cameras. Fuck.
And then as he's walking back, he sees like the brooms and everything. He goes, oh, look. Witches.
Yeah. Clearly, you're in the right place. I also love just like Nadia and Colin Robinson outside, watching him go in. Like she starts stroking his head. He's like, "Oh, that does feel nice." And it cuts to Nadia. She's trying to pop out his eyeballs. I mean, she just doesn't trust witches. Not that I blame her, given where the rest of this episode goes. But then they get kidnapped by the goat as well, and then they end up. You find out that they're doing the ceremony when they have Nandor and they have Laszlo. They're tied up on some like boards, and they're getting them like some smoke thing that gives them just raging erections. Yep. And they need all of the vampire seed. It's quite an ordeal they have set up.
Yeah.
I also like that the guys are just kind of somewhat fine with it.
Yeah.
Like they're obviously a little concerned because they're kidnapped by witches, but at the same time, like this might be okay. It's not until they see the equipment that they're going to use to remove the seed, if you will, that they start freaking out. But up until then, they're like, "This might be all right."
I mean, even when they revert to the true form, which is like a lot older, and it just goes to Nando, just goes MILFs, even better, and then like Laszlo, it's a contrast, but something I wouldn't say no to.
Which is just great because, like, I mean, how many movies have we seen that, like, oh, the witch is revealed and she's gross? Like, I mean, that's going all the way back to like the Roald Dahl days. Like, that's just like that is what you expect from witches, and usually the idea is that you're gonna go, oh, no, and these two guys are like, all right,
Yeah.
let's roll.
I think we've discussed the things that they're unwilling to do is a lot smaller than the things they're willing to do.
I mean, and to be fair, they've been alive for so long at this point. Like, they've tried everything, so why not?
I'm gonna say, like, is there actually anything that they wouldn't do?
I don't think so.
And in the scheme of things, MILFs is pretty tame.
Yeah, like that's yeah. Like, older women is not like that crazy out of bounds. Like, what are you thinking? But
and
it is just kind of great.
There's some very, very, very sexy older women out there.
Oh yeah. So
I mean,
while
if
they're
Helen
having
Mirren,
this go,
if Helen Mirren came knocking, I wouldn't say no. She's like in her 70s.
you'd be nuts. To say no is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You say nuts, I say not so, not nuts.
Yeah. No, I'm full blown agreeing with you. All right. So while they're tied to their boards and they're having the ceremony begin, that's where we mentioned somewhat earlier. Colin Robinson, Nadia, and Guillermo are in like a room of doors. Like, it feels very Neil Gaiman-esque. Like, they're in this like big, like, it looks endless up, right?
Yes.
Like, can you see a ceiling?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think it just sort of goes to fog at some point.
That's what I thought. I mean, I
thought there was doors on the ceiling as well.
There very well could be, but basically it's a whole floor, wall, ceiling. If there is a ceiling, we're in debate on that. Is all doors, and they're all open except for the one that they can't go in. Even that one's actually open, but they're supposed to be like lost. Like, how are we going to figure out where we go with all these doors? And this is where Colin Robinson's time to shine is, because he's done so many escape rooms, but he has no idea what he's doing. Like, I think the first line that I wrote down was before the actual, like, the last craziness of the episode, and it was the door on the floor ain't here no more.
Yes, that's it.
I do like the one just before that, though, where he opens the door. It's probably a storage room. Opens it up as a flaming vortex thing, and he just closes the door and just looks at the camera. Not a storage room. Just that look on his face as well.
The one where he opens the door and it's a woman in a chair, and then she suddenly starts doing the exorcist stuff, and he's just like, sorry, ma'am, and closes.
Oh, it's so good.
And then they go
Nadia
through
doesn't really have a lot to do in that sequence, does she?
No, she's just there shouting at everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I could probably do a whole episode of just them stuck in that room trying to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any disappointment I have in this episode, is that, like, I feel like they could have spent more time in there. Cut out a little bit of the slower preamble in the beginning and give them time to breathe there.
Yeah. I could see that, yeah. 'Cause, like, the only reason why I'd push back just a little bit is because I think and maybe the joke just didn't land as well as it should have. I think part of the joke of that they get out as quick, I think the joke is that they get out as quick as they do. Because the whole big thing, the big twist was you have to read Spanish.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. so I think
I do like
because
when they go,
of that,
they go through that one door and there's that corridor, and it's like, we're out of here. And then they go in, they're back in the room. It's like, how many? And Colin Robinson's like, how many of these door rooms do they have? And Nadia's just like, it's the same fucking room.
It's very safe friend and enter vibes here.
Yeah. But yeah, I really do enjoy that joke. But I think you're kind of right, Joel. I don't think the joke landed as well as it should have to make the amount of time in there work.
Yeah, I think it could have sort of it should have increased the whole, like, Colin being more stupid than we give him credit for sometimes, or stubborn.
Yeah.
And
I still think it works. I still think it's funny, but yeah, I would definitely, I would eat more of that. Sounds good.
Yeah, I do find it really funny though when they do get out. He's fully trying to take credit for it.
Yes.
The rest of the episode.
Oh, he doesn't want to look bad in front of his housemates, you know.
No. Or these new witches that he's somewhat into.
Yeah. I mean, I am, to be fair.
I like they say convince himself to be taken hostage as well. Like, no, I'm also a vampire. So then we're there. We're finally at the ceremony, and Nadia is going to try to save the day, and we find out that the person doing the whole ceremony is Nadia's old friend Lilith, who's also a witch. And they have some personal beef because, well, Lilith and Laszlo, they might have had a moment in the sun together. Pun didn't quite work there. But it's a little upsetting. So they have to explain what happened, and this is where the episode, for me, just doesn't stop after that.
No.
Pretty much from the moment they walk out, out of the room of doors, it doesn't stop. But the second that she's like, I seduced him by looking exactly like you, and then oh my god.
She's dollar store Naja. That's
yeah.
See, somebody put a wig on her. Her face kind of looks like a train wreck. I'm sorry to whoever did that. Acting, but it's almost like it was how she saw Naja rather than her trying to look like Naja. Sort of yeah. She does not respect Naja.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I just love Nadia's all good. She's going, she's just doing a generic European accent.
And just her response of generic European accent. But just going around the room, she looks nothing fucking like me. Laszlo, does she look anything like me? I'm sorry, darling. You have to raise your hand. I can't tell the difference between the two of you.
Yeah.
And then she just starts going on this spiral of would you sleep with anyone with long dark hair? She has long dark hair. Have you slept with her?
Hello, Judith. Nando's got long dark hair with an accent. Have you slept with him? And then Laszlo just shrugs.
Just that little shrug nod, just huh?
Yeah. Right, piss this. You're welcome to Siemens.
There's something magical every time that she calls someone Pig Dick.
Yeah.
and Professor Pig Dick just slayed me. I don't know.
Wait, who does she call Professor Pig Dick?
I thought that was Laszlo. But
is it Laszlo? I remember her saying it. I remember, was it her? Was it? Yeah, I guess it had to be Laszlo.
I think she was.
It's not gonna be Nandor at that point.
She was mostly pissed at Laszlo, so I think he got her ire.
Yeah, she's originally pissed at Lilith, but then after figuring out how much Laszlo's just been, long dark hair, accent, you must be my wife. Yeah, I think he takes the brunt of it. As well he should.
Oh yeah, you would be pissed, to be fair.
Yeah. So then actually, now she's done. So now Guillermo has to save the day with clever marketing. Because he's been watching a lot of Shark Tank.
Oh, God.
And I love his description. So if you want these the vampire seed, I mean, it's everywhere. It's not like I can get that wherever I want. Which is just kind of gross to think about, but it's also very funny.
Did they do that in season 1 as well, where in the episode where Guillermo did the DNA test? It was saying you leave it all over, so I just swabbed a few things or something.
Oh yeah. And then I thought there was an episode where they actually talk about is that semen up there, but maybe that would have been a different show.
Now I'd like a part of an episode where somebody went through the house with a black light.
Oh God!
I think that's the ghost one. No, it's the ghost one. Is that because is that how did ectoplasm get up there? And he's like, I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, it was the ghost one. I'm like, wait, was that a different show? God, I watch weird shit.
That's why we like you. That's why I like you.
Yeah, you are my weird shit truffle pig.
Oh God.
I mean,
Can I get that on a T-shirt? I'm a weird shit truffle pig.
It sounds like the kind of insult that you get in some really bad high school drama.
I love the idea of Matt being zombie dog and me being weird shit truffle pig.
Yeah.
My favorite thing I've heard in a while.
That's your nickname now.
I'll take it. That's phenomenal.
Bryan Weird Shit Truffle Pig Dressel.
I mean, it's way better than the nicknames I used to give Joel in high school, which I still remember all of, by the way. I'm not going to say them here because most of them were borderline offensive. Not when you're 16, but when you're in your 30s, I probably shouldn't have been saying
But
that.
when you're 16, it was hilarious.
It was.
And it was the early 2000s as well.
Yeah.
So,
It was a different time.
Yeah, racism didn't exist back then, apparently.
Exactly.
I'm old enough now to be able to say it was a different time.
Yes.
Yay! All right, let's finish this episode up. So they save the day. They come up with their deal. And now, how could his job get any worse than now Guillermo, who also has to clean dead bodies, has to clean blood, has to bury those dead bodies. He has the worst job ever, and now he's also semen delivery guy.
It's a big fucking like bucket of it as well.
Oh yeah, and like it looks like he was fine with it. He walks in, he's like, "Hey guys," and the witches are like, "Oh hey," like it looks nice. But then he's going out and he starts talking to Black Peter, the goat that's tied up outside, and you can just see Guillermo's done. Like he finally found his breaking limit. He does not want to be semen delivery familiar.
Which is ironic, really, because he is actually getting a cut of the profits.
He is, but he's still just delivering semen. Like I get it. Like I like there definitely are people who have to do that for a job, for like donors and that sort of thing. This isn't that. This is just witches want to stay pretty, and my master and his buddy have to jerk off into a barrel for me. Like I could get why he's I don't know why I assumed barrel, but I think I'm right.
My wife inseminated chickens when she was in college, and I think it only tainted her a little bit.
Fun.
I'm gonna get something for that later, I'm sure. But
I like that it only ruined her a little bit, just a little bit. Oh boy, I've got nothing to say after that. I'm sorry for Kelly's former job.
I would say it could be worse, but I actually can't think of how.
Yeah, I got nothing. Like maybe hamsters. But I don't want to go down the which animal would I rather inseminate less list. So we should probably just move on.
Spiders.
You win. You definitely win.
It's very precise work.
It's a short list, I guess.
We really can't let this go, can we?
No. Well, Matt had to say it's very precise work, and now I'm just imagining, like, how would you do it? Do you need, like, an eyedropper? No, that'd be too big. Moving on. So, that little conversation between Black Peter and Guillermo, though, I think was really important. Like, I did enjoy it. It's funny because, they're just kind of shooting the shit, and it's a fucking talking goat. But it also it felt very character important to me, and I can say that knowing where season 3 goes and everything like that. But even that, even in the next episode, it's like, oh yeah, this was an important moment, and I think it's almost entirely when Black Peter goes, I don't even know if they're ever going to turn me into a witch.
Yep.
Oh
yeah, because he's got that look on his face as well.
Yep.
And
it's oh wow, they all do this to us.
Right. He gets that reminder everywhere he goes. How unimportant in the scheme of things. Even with him being in the position that he's in where he's negotiated better conditions, he didn't even get the pillow. They lost the pillow. he lost his bonus before they even got recontracted. I forget, was he smoking there? I thought he was smoking a cigarette there, which that is also a pretty stark difference. You never see him smoke, and he actually seems to carry himself prim and proper most of the time. So they put little details in this to show him sort of at the end of his rope. Yeah,
I think that would be the I'm sorry for this one. That would be the final nail in the coffin. But I think even not knowing where the next episode goes, even when I watched this the first time, I'm like, oh, he's done. He's done.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. I mean, not only does it make sense for the character-wise, it makes sense for the show, too. There's only so much you can do with just the normal familiar. And I'm glad they shake it up. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil things for Matt, because he's obviously still in the show, but his role drastically changes after this episode from here on out. And I think it was a really smart move. And I think they did it really well. It doesn't feel like it's funny. It works. You're kind of laughing about it, and it doesn't realize the importance of it till you think about it a little bit later. So I think they really struck that balance well, and it's a really good note to end on.
It could get really tired if they continued on with him just continually being, at the end of the day, just the pathetic familiar that isn't respected. Yeah. It's kind of like the Dwight Schrute thing in The Office. Mm-hmm. Right, he starts as just pure punching bag, and then slowly over time he's sort of gained his own independence a little bit. He starts pushing back against other characters in the show that aren't just for complete absurdity. but actual character development. And that's what makes a show like this so good, is that like even at their most base level, you see some growth in these characters over time. They're not static.
I mean, and that's one of those things that like will kill shows for Chewy and I. Like when we're watching shows and there's no character growth from like season to season, after a while it's like, I don't need to sit here and spin my wheels. Like I'd rather be done. Right. And it's a very easy loop to fall into because a lot of people do enjoy it. Like there's nothing wrong with enjoying that, but like for me, this is what I want. Like I want to see that character growth and going, oh yeah, so I guess we're kind of done with the familiar jokes. There's really not a lot we can do with this. It's time to move on.
Yes.
I mean, it's like how it is literally like how Colin Robinson could have gone as well. Like Colin Robinson could have got very, very tired if they'd have just kept hitting that same note over and over again, but they didn't. They switched it up.
Yeah. It's a good show. I think we should move into favorite moments. I know we probably all have a lot. It could be just favorite quotes and whatnot. But Matt, I know you're really excited about yours, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Oh, bloody hell. I think mine. It's the whole end sequence with Laszlo and Nandor.
I intentionally jumped over because I assumed that would be somebody's.
Yeah. What are you up to? Oh, nothing much. You relegate to the coffin in the basement. Ah, tough break. You still, terribly. You? Full blazes. Look, I was thinking that we should finish it off and tell no one. Well, I'm game if you are. It's just the way that Nandor jumps straight in, thinking the exact same thing that that Laszlo was thinking as well.
And the thing is like, we've already been told they've slept together before.
Yeah.
Like, that was mentioned earlier in this episode. And now that his brain immediately went there, makes you go like, oh, they've done this a lot before. Yeah. Especially because they end it with, and tell no one. It's like, oh man, you could do that every Tuesday as long as you're telling no one. Yeah. But I also love that they say that in front of a fucking camera.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like the cameras are hiding and like being sleuthy and catching this conversation. It's blatantly in front of them.
Do you think Laszlo is thinking of Nadja the whole time?
I can't even begin to try to climb into that man's brain. I don't think I want to. I don't want to know what he's thinking about. He could be thinking about apples.
Do you think that Laszlo thinks that it is Nadja?
That is also a very... Well, no, because he knows that he was punished. He's aware. So this one time, I'm pretty sure.
Just, long dark hair and an accent.
I think that just kind of works if Nandor's ever feeling frisky and he's like, hey, darling. Oh.
That's true.
Yeah, I think in this one particular instance, he's well aware of what he's doing.
Nandor's just thinking of John.
Yeah. He loves that horse.
About John.
Joel, what about you? What was your favorite moment?
Nothing like... It's just the sequence with the doors. Like, that whole... What I love about this show is, yes, it's about vampires, but they step into different worlds of, like, mystery and horror and stuff. And it just sort of came out of left field for me when they were plopped into this room of endless doors. And it's such a great setting to do a lot. And they do a lot with that setting in a short amount of time.
And just throwing it out there, it's a brilliant set. Like the thing they built looks fantastic. Mm-hmm. Like they did a really good job with that. It looks crazy and fun and like exactly how it should. So it's a very good sequence.
Each door looks like a door is actually there as well, because like you've seen it like time and time again on shows where they cheap out a little bit. It's basically like wallpaper, and you can kind of tell that it's not a physical door. That like all of those doors look like they're physically a door that you could actually touch.
Yeah, it felt like Mighty Boosh levels, like commitment to being physically there. Like, no, we will not use computers; it will be there. Like, it's like that makes sense. Like in the cloud, obviously, like the ceiling goes on and on. There's some CGI involved, but you can tell they're doors, and it definitely helps the effect. Mine, I've already we mentioned it earlier, but it just the first time I watched this episode, it nearly had me in tears, and it did. Now I've seen it now countless times. That moment where Nadja just screams out, Nandor has long dark hair and an accent. Have you slept with him? Fuck it. Matt Berry's nod. It's just that nod. Just that.
Laszlo smiling devilishly.
Which again goes back to my point earlier. If he's just feeling frisky, all he has to do is pretend to be Nadia, and he's just gonna fall for it.
Yeah, it's a look of like, I've been caught, but I'm also pleased with myself that I've been caught.
Oh my god, it's the tiniest little moment, but it just destroys me every time. The whole bit is great. Nadia's whole spiel there, and Matt Berry's response is amazing. But just that one moment.
And then like something else that I just thought was like when they're making the deal, Guillaume was like, "I also included Colin Robinson in the deal," which they replied and said no.
Poor Colin Robinson. Boy. All right. Well, I think we've done it. I think it's time to do a very quick round of plugs. But before we get to that plugs, even though it might be that time, we probably should tell you what's coming up next. I like to do this right before like the last couple episodes. I like to tease the next show if I can, and we actually have one decided. And I'm going to decide on the name right now on air because I'm looking at a list of them, and I was between a bunch. So you could start watching this film series now, and you should, is Reggie's 4-Barrel Ice Cream, the podcast. And we're going to be doing the Phantasm series, all 5 movies. Joel has not seen any of them, correct?
Correct. Repeat that name for me again.
Reggie's 4-Barrel Ice Cream. That will make sense when you watch Poltergeist. Not Poltergeist, fucking hell. Phantasm. You can tell that I have my notes open on one page.
I'm going to say, like, that's a really odd... Yeah, that Phantasm reference will make a lot of sense
when you watch Poltergeist. We're giving you a shitload of homework. No, but when you watch Phantasm movies, the Reggie's 4-Barrel Ice Cream, it's very on the nose. It will make more sense when you watch it.
At least
but
when
I love
you've got
the Phantasm
to 2
movies. Well, I mean, the ice cream truck's in 1, and then the 4-barrel thing will make more sense when you get to part 2. Yeah. But the 4-barrel sticks around for a little while.
Sticks around for the entirety of the series from then on out.
Is it in part 5? I couldn't remember if it was in part 5 or not.
Pretty sure it is.
Okay. That was my only thing.
It would be surprising if it wasn't, to be honest, because
I've only seen
iconic.
part 5 once.
Yeah,
so,
me too, to be honest.
Yeah, so... All right, let's do an actual round of plugs very quickly, then we can say goodbye. To hear my voice as a bullywug, be sure to check out Demon Days, the actual play podcast. They have been crushing it. They just had the whole recording session, so got a whole bunch more episodes coming out. I know Drew would want you to listen to it, too. It's a really, really great show, and I can't recommend it highly enough. And then be sure to listen to the end of Behind the Hype. That's just ending, I think, in 3 weeks here, and we're going to be done for quite a while with that show. Joel, what about you? What you plugging?
So I am part of a podcast called Super GG Radio. We talk about video games, especially things that are pre-release and our backlogs. I haven't done a good job of this, but I also want to plug our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SuperGG Radio. You can find us on most social media networks, although we don't do a good job of posting stuff all the time. And then we also have a Patreon where you can find us at patreon.com/SuperGG Radio. I don't care if you watch us or not. Come become a patron.
Yeah.
And we also do a podcast with my wife called Afterthoughts. We finally got our first episode of A Tenacious Yankee and Teen Arthur's Court posted. Someday we'll do a second one. I'm not sure when.
All right, I think we've done it. I think we should say goodbye. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk about Season 2 finale. God, what the hell is the name of this episode again? Nouveau Theatre des Vampires. I butchered that French as badly as I possibly could, and I'm cool with it. Bye. 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 Bye.
Eat my shorts.